to celebrate a playoff berth as Baltimore lefty Brian Mattis shut down the Rays for 7 innings, leading the Orioles to a 4-0 win. Tonight, Tampa Bay sends its ace to the mound. David Price looks to take the Rays to the next level. The chase for the postseason continues on Sun Sports. Tonight we welcome you to Tropicana Field, where the Rays will continue their pursuit of the clincher, and they will take on the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2 of this 3-game series. The Rays' magic number remains 1. Following the shutout at the hands of Baltimore last night, the Rays continue to run with the best record in the American League. They are 1/2 game ahead of the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Stats. So good to have you with us. Todd Callis will be joining us in just a few moments. Well, the Rays trying to get to the winning side of the ledger and move into the postseason, and they've been led the last couple of months by Carl Crawford. You know, Kevin, he went into the 3rd spot early August, has had a great month of September, perhaps putting the finishing touches on maybe his single best professional season.
Yeah, he's become a run producer in the 3 spot, and he's driving in an awful lot of runs. He's had a great month of September alone. 378, 10 extra base hits, 16 RBIs, and a 567 slugging percentage. Got 16 home runs overall. I mean, the doubles and the triples. I mean, he is an extra base machine, and we know about the stolen bases. He's had a phenomenal year once again doing that. 46 of those overall. I think he's going to win a Gold Glove this year. He's only made 2 errors in the outfield, but more about what he gets to than about the errors. So overall, he's been outstanding. You know, and they miss Evan Longoria hitting behind him right now, and usually when Carl doesn't have a hit, like Brian Mattis, and not many did last night, he usually comes up with a big game, maybe a 2 or 3 hit game tonight.
And on the mound tonight for the Rays, David Price, going to be a lot of conversation about Cy Young Award and who's going to win that. 15 games, 9-2 inside the AL East.
Yeah, and I think if he pitches a clincher tonight, I think that's going to tell a story as well. I mean, he pitched well against Cesar Sabathia, the Yankees, the last couple of times, and the Angels as well. 3-0 this month, 206 with the earned run average. The opponent's batting average against 169. He's been dominant. He's going for number 19 tonight overall, and you know what? He just got to pound the strike zone, and hopefully the offense can get going tonight.
David Price at 18-6. We saw the left-hander Mattis last night. Mattis and Brad Bergeson, the right-hander who's pitching tonight, have been the 2 best pitchers for the Orioles now for about the last month. So the Rays could have their hands full with this young right-hander again tonight. Number of playoff scenarios. The Rays trying to get into the playoffs first and foremost. Todd will have more on that.
Orioles and the Rays, middle game of a 3-game series, penultimate home game of the 2010 regular season, and a chance once again for there to be a celebration tonight here at Tropicana Field. For the Rays, they're sending the left-hander David Price out to the mound, as you can see, with 1 as the magic number to clinch either a Rays win or a Red Sox loss tonight in Chicago. The magic number was reduced last night to clinch the AL East by 1, with the Yankees losing in Toronto. And the race for the home field advantage, the Rays lost no ground to the Yankees or Minnesota, since both of them lost last night. But for Tampa Bay, with a chance to clinch, they love having number 14 as their starting pitcher.
Well, he's had a great year, and he's been a workhorse all year long. And, the way he's been pitching, should win the Cy Young. And I believe that we have a great chance coming out there tonight.
David going out there tonight, he's in a good place. Number of innings, number of pitches, all those kind of things. He pitches well in this ballpark, so I think it could be a good night.
David Price for the Rays, Brad Ferguson for the Orioles. We are less than 3.5 minutes away from the first pitch. It is Tampa Bay and Baltimore in high definition right here on Sun Sports. Enjoy all the action coming up with Dwayne and Kevin.
Is brought to you by Scott, the Money Superstore. Tonight, the Rays will send the left-hander David Price to the hill against the Baltimore Orioles. The Rays in at 93 and 63, and Baltimore in at 62 and 94. The Rays atop the East by a half game. Here is the lineup put together by Buck Showalter. Julio Lugo is going to lead off at second, followed by the shortstop, Robert Andino. Nick Markakis hits third in front of Ty Wigginton. Jake Fox the DH. Adam Jones in center. Matt Wieters will catch. Nolan Reimold is in left, and Josh Bell is at third, batting ninth.
Lineup will face David Price, who comes in at 18 and 6 in his 30 starts. A couple of complete games, a 2.84 earned run average. That's third in the American League. 179 strikeouts and a 2.23 batting average against. Very low, especially pitching a lot of games in the American League East. The defense around the outfield: CC, Carl Crawford at left, BJ up in the center, Matt Joyce in right. Around the infield: Rodriguez, Triniak, Zobrist, and Pena. Carlson at first base, John Chase behind the plate. And this review is brought to you by Sweet Bay. Live fresh for less.
And in steps Julio Lugo, the former Ray, playing second base and leading off tonight for Baltimore. First pitch is a strike. We are underway. Right on time at 10 past 7. David Price making his 31st start. And the pitch is low. 1-1. Second time out for Price against Baltimore. Lugo fouls one back. 1-2. The career numbers for Price against the Orioles: 3-0 in 4 prior starts. Still 1-2 to Lugo. And a strike is called, a fastball in there at 95. Lugo caught looking.
Pretty healthy right there. Inside corner. Nice. He has 4 fastballs away, and then he gets 95. Just cuts across the inside corner. That's Joe West behind the plate. That would be too close to take.
Now it's Robert Andino. That's a ball. Dino spent the better part of the year with Norfolk. A 2-0 count. 264 there with 13 home runs. In first place for the 3rd straight day, holding this 1.5 game lead over New York. Square the count at 2-2. Counting this one, the Rays have 6 games left. Tomorrow night here against Baltimore, and then 4 on the road in Kansas City. That's foul outside of first.
That was an emergency hack right there. The 96-mile-an-hour fastball down, almost got it inside the bag there at first. And as usual, when there's Buck Showalter, he's back tonight.
Serving his 1-game suspension last night, Jeff Datz ran the club. A foul ball straight back. Yankees have taken an early lead on a sacrifice fly by Alex Rodriguez. Yankees and the Blue Jays in Toronto. And a foul ball again, out of play.
It was David Price calling that curveball. He shook John Jaso off. He saw that Adito had fouled off the pitch before, straight back. So David was smart there, tried to drop a curveball on him.
And a looper into right center field for a base hit. 1 hop in front of Joyce, and Andino has the game's first hit.
Number 21, Martinez.
Fastball down. That's a pretty good pitch. Got it off the end of the bat. Side shot right here on Foxman. Did hit it where it was pitched.
And Nick Markakis looks at a pitch down. Markakis has actually hit better against lefties than right-handed pitchers this year. Takes this one into left center field, and Crawford is there. Slice back to Carl a bit. Markakis is out of there. Markakis comes into this game hitting .350 against left-handed pitching.
And that's one of the reasons why he likes to use the gaps. He'll go left center, right center. He'll take the off-speed stuff and the breaking stuff away and go with it. Now that was a fastball. He's a good hitter. I think he's, again, I said this last night. And tonight, of course, he's in the 3 spot. But against right-handers, I can see why Buck likes him in that 2 spot. Gets a lot of fastballs in that 2 spot.
Ty Wigginton. He takes the fastball. That's a strike.
Matter of fact, Markakis kind of got the first run, and he got a fastball in at this location, drove in the first run yesterday.
And the ball down, and a nice pickup there by Jaso to keep Andino at first.
Breaking ball down in the dirt. Nice shift going to his left. Picked it.
Wigginton takes a fastball the other way out of play. Price up in the count against Ty Wigginton, the Orioles' first baseman tonight. 10 for 23 going for the life of that 6-game hitting streak. And Price just missed that one at 96.
He doesn't get the call this time. That ball's. This is about plenty this time. Joe West has his eyesight right over that. In between the hitter and the catcher. They call the slot for the umpire.
It's fouled again, out of play. Two outs into the first with Andino at first. 2-2 to Wigginton. And a swing and a miss. He overpowers him with a fastball up and away. 2 strikeouts in the inning. We go to the bottom half of the first. No score. Is presented in beautiful HD by H.H. Gregg. Rays coming in ahead in the bottom of the first inning tonight. John Jaso to lead off, followed by Ben Zobrist and Carl Crawford. Dan Johnson, the DH, with Joyce and Pena to follow. Upton, Brignac, and Rodriguez rounding it out. And the first pitch here to Jaso. John looks at a strike thrown by Brad Bergeson. Jaso's hitting .266 with an on-base percentage of .380. He shoots this one foul up the right side. Quick on that one, and out in front.
It had the distance, too. And John's pretty much right on the plate. The opposition does try to pound him in, and once in a while you'll see him turn on it like that.
And a bouncing ball third. Bell's far to his left, makes the play. Just got that one in the web of his glove and throws out Jaso.
Defensively for the Orioles, it's Nolan Reimold in left and Adam Jones in center. Nick Markakis back out there and right around the infield. We just saw Josh Bell at third base. Robert Andino at short tonight. Julio Lugo plays second, and Ty Wigginton at first. Matt Weeder just behind the plate. And this review is brought to you by Coupe. Live fresh for less.
Ben Zobrist. The pitch is a strike.
Ferguson's numbers. He comes in at 8-10 with a 4.90, but he has pitched well in his last 3 starts. Actually more than that, but the last 3 starts were against Boston, Toronto, New York. 21 1/3 innings combined. Only 3 earned runs and 16 hits given up.
Yeah, and if you back him up along with Mattis, back him up for their last 9 and 10 starts, that's a strike. They've been the 2 most effective pitchers in this Baltimore rotation. They've been very, very good.
Well, those numbers we're talking about the last 3 games, that's everybody in the American League East. Now tonight, of course, he's facing the Rays, so he's last 3 outings. There they are. At New York, 6 1/3, 1 earned run. At Toronto, 9 innings, 1 earned run on 7 hits. That's not easy to do against the Blue Jays.
High fly ball, hit it into left center. Jones on the move. Reimold over there, and it's going to be Jones to make the catch. Zobrist gave it a little bit of a ride.
He did.
Adam Jones caught it.
That game against Toronto was at Baltimore, and then his last one on the 21st was at Boston. He pitched well, so he's facing the American League East, and he's fared pretty well.
That's right. And you know, Mattis, who was so good last night, is now 6-1 over his last 10 starts. Bergeson is 5-1 over his last 9 starts. The pitch low to Carl Crawford, 1-0. Mattis has put together a .225 earned run average in that stretch, and Bergeson 2.29.
Well, you know, last night the Rays, I don't remember one ball being hit hard, except for maybe a foul or 2. But I mean, in fair territory,
Yep.
Not one ball was hit hard.
There's a strike, and as good as Mattis has been, the Orioles are saying last night is maybe the best they've seen him all year.
That's right. You can understand it. Strike 1, strike 2 all night long, but more than that, he was hitting the black of home plate, whether it be outside or inside, and going up when he needed to also. Nothing over the heart of the plate.
And there's strike 2, full count now to Crawford.
And those 2 strikes by Bergeson are in the corner at the knees. The Carl on this bat.
Carl lifts it foul, twisting out of play.
I got a good feeling about Carl tonight, though. You don't shut him down like Mattis did last night very often.
2 for 6 lifetime against Bergeson. And he draws a walk. Bergeson gave him the off speed, 3-2, walked him. And that gets Dan Johnson up there. Johnson, the DH, and hitting cleanup.
Key tonight after a couple of tough games the last two as far as the offense being shut down. To get on the board first tonight. David Price a little cushion.
Crawford drawing a peg over there. One more time. It's going to be caught by Lugo. A fastball hit well by Johnson, a low liner to retire the side. We're at the end of one, no score. For a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays. And if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a home game, log on to CanesStrikeoutContest.com and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza with the Canes today. Big Fox after that first pitch, and he fouls it away. Strike to count. Fox followed by Jones and then Wieters. 1-1.
West not giving that curveball up a little bit, like he might have got the top part of the zone. We know historically that Joe, he will make you throw strikes.
Fly ball into right. Joyce backs up and makes the grab. One away. Yeah, the singing cowboy, blue cowboy, Joe West, calling the balls and strikes. Recorded a few country western tunes. Adam Jones. Jones lifts it into right field. Joyce to his left for this one and makes the catch. In fact, Joe West is about as at home on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry as he is calling balls and strikes in the ballpark.
Oh, yeah, he's a Nashville guy. Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. We had the winter meetings at Nashville a few years ago, and when he got into town, he called me up, wanted to go have a couple beverages at the local Country Western place.
Yeah, well, he's rubbed elbows and has sung a few notes with some pretty good talent through the years. Merle Haggard right at the top of that list. Mickey Gilley 1-0 the count now to Matt Wieters.
Did I tell you about the book he sent me year before last at Christmas time?
I thought it was a very nice gift too. Wasn't
it was. Yeah. 2 outs and let me out of the inning quick.
There's a swing and a miss.
I don't know who it's from, but it's from somebody in Florida. So I open this book. It's got an orange cover. It says Everything I Know About Baseball by Kevin Kennedy.
Quick read, wasn't it?
And I open it up. Yeah. And there was nothing in it. The pages were blank.
So, dude, every expert should have a copy of one of those.
Absolutely. So I'm not too pleased. I know somebody's pulling something on me. And he calls me like after New Year's, like 2 weeks later. He said, "Did you get my book?" I said, "Oh, you wrote a book?" He goes, "No, the one I sent you, the one you wrote."
There you go.
So-and-so.
Swing and a miss. Wieters out on strikes. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. First pitch, Matt Joyce takes a look, and it's wide. Joyce, Pena, and then Upton. It's 1-1 right now.
Well, at least so far tonight, the Rays have hit the ball hard a couple of times.
Something that didn't happen last night against Mattis. It's outside, 2-1.
I'll tell you, though, when a guy's got that changeup and that curveball that he had and he's spotting his fastball, that's a great equalizer. Kept the Rays off balance all night.
Takes the count to 2-2.
So far, Bergeson's throwing all hard stuff. Just a couple of off speed. So Johnson got a fastball and lined out hard to second. Ben Zobrist hit one deep to left center. Jaso had a good at bat before he grounded to third.
Now the count is full. Ball 4. Second walk already issued by Bergeson.
Number 23, Carlos Pena.
Well, this is key right here. I think having a strong finish for Carlos could really 2 wonders going into the postseason. Give him some confidence. You can see the numbers below 200 now, 198. Power numbers still strong, 27 home runs, 81 RBIs, but Joe Madden was out here early working with him. Like a couple of at-bats that Carlos had last night.
Carlos takes one wide. A ball and no strikes. Well, it would be very big if the Rays could get him going right now at this time of the year with the playoffs looming. That's outside, 2-0. There's some early work by Carlos Pena.
Tracking the ball. Joe Madden right there staying inside the ball, going the other way.
You know, that's one thing about Madden, if you really think about it, and we talked about this the other night off the air. Of all the things that Madden does, and match up, and all of the defensive shifts and the different plays that he likes, if you reduce it all down, there's ball 4 and a couple walks here. He's really a hitting guy, isn't he?
Loves hitting, yeah. Well, he was a hitting coordinator in the minor leagues with the Angels, and, you know, he brings out his small ball drills. We've seen him do that. He loves to talk hitting, and really when we talked to Joe in spring training and Derek Shelton, I asked Joe about Derek Shelton. He goes, boy, when we talked to him, we were just on the same page immediately about our philosophies of hitting, and that's why Derek was hired, one of the main reasons. It's been an unconventional offense this year. I don't know if Derek Shelton knew what he was getting into and expected it to be this way, but they are averaging over 5 runs a game.
Well, like Derek said the other night when we talked about the low batting average of this team, but where the run production is, and he's right when he says that the batting average is really archaic, and there are more and more people, coaches and managers in the game who feel that way and don't really understand why that batting average is such a staple among baseball statistics. There's a strike taken by Upton. BJ hitting .239. You know, the on-base percentage, slugging percentage for years have been maybe a better indicator of what kind of offense you're producing.
Well, I'm not as concerned about batting average as I am about strikeouts in your lineup, because that's directly related for me. Strike 2 at the knees. Now, Joe is calling that pitch, and that is a strike. He's not calling the high part of the zone. So down low, you got to protect. Nice job.
Stays alive. That one into and out of the dugout.
But you know what I mean? I mean, if you cut down those strikeouts, even 25% as a ball club, that's more balls in play. It may be some outs, but they may be productive outs. You may get a guy over. Like if BJ makes contact here and maybe taps one, maybe he does tap one to the right side. You might get guys over right here. If you strike out, they're sitting right at the same spot.
And a base hit up the middle into center field. Joyce heads to the plate, and the Rays take the early lead. Well, Upton got a fastball and got it through the middle. Driving in Joyce with Pena stopping at second, and it's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
And you know, that's exactly what we're talking about. The 2-strike pitch that he fouled away got him one more pitch, and it's the same pitch. That's a tough pitch. And BJ obviously recognizing Joe West called 2 balls down there. I'm not going to take this one looking, because he would have rung him up, and he just put a nice small contact swing there, and he shot it right through the middle. Now, Joyce had to hustle because we've seen Adam Jones. He's got a rocket for an arm. Center field.
Now, Reed Brignac. Brignac had a couple hits off Ferguson when the Rays faced him in July, the 3rd week in July up in Baltimore.
Besides what the numbers tell you, Brignac versus Ferguson, you know that Reed's a good matchup for him because you got a low ball pitcher and a good low ball hitter. Ferguson's smart. You go to a 4-seamer up. Hope he does stay down low.
Fly ball lifted into center. Jones back to make the catch, tag, and Pena's going to head to third. Throw will come through, and he is out by plenty. Pena out at third base trying to advance after the fly ball.
Well, for the very reasons we just touched on about a minute ago, that's why it's tough to run on him. You better be sure, because he's got a rocket and he's accurate. Look at this. 2 hops got Carlos by plenty. Certainly understand what Carlos is trying to do, get to third base, so with 1 out right there. But Adam Jones is one of the best center fielders in the American League, and with that arm of his.
And Pena's still not running as well as he ordinarily would with the bad foot that he's had to play out the remainder of the season with. 1-0 the count now to Sean Rodriguez.
Now the Rays will tell you that's the way we play. We're going to make the defense make the play. The only problem is Adam Jones has done that a few times for the Rays.
Little tap, Ferguson off the mound after it. Throw to first in time, and the Rays will settle for the 1 run. We're at the end of 2, and the Rays lead 1-0. The 1-0 lead for the news that touches your life. Turn to the St. Petersburg Times, winner of 2 2009 Pulitzer Prizes for excellence in journalism. Subscribe by calling 888-877 the Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Nolan Reimold taking the first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, you can wear that beard in here. It's only 72 degrees.
Perfectly
nice
comfortable.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. 1-1. Reimold, Bell, and then Lugo. The Rays get their first run of the series at the bottom of the 2nd inning. Chopper to short. Brignac makes the play. So that's 1 away here in the 3rd. Speaking of a season of good cheer, here is Todd Callis.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Hey, now let's harken back, Dwayne, back to spring training for our Auto text poll question of the day. We're going to ask fans, when you thought about these players, who exceeded expectations the most this year? TB1 for the catcher, John Jaso. TB2 for Wade Davis. TB3, Rafael Soriano. TB4, David Price. TB5, Joaquin Benoit. You can text your vote to 789-789, and we'll have the results in our Rays Live postgame show, guys.
Well, that's a pretty good list. They've all been significant contributors to the Rays after coming out of spring training. But I'll tell you, the guy right there, John Jaso.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning right there.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
1 strike pitch to Josh Bell. It's in there.
And that is certainly not taking what David Price is doing for granted, or Wade Davis. I truly kind of expected all the starters to do pretty well myself.
Tap out to second. Zobrist makes the routine play. 2 up, 2 down. Well, let's take a look at some of the Cy Young candidates. And boy, you talk about quality pitching as you would expect. There they are.
Well, David Price, the 2.84 ERA is third behind Felix Hernandez and Clay Buchholz. 18-6, 179 strikeouts. And I think winning, I said this a lot, winning has to count for something for me. And that's why if this is a clinching win tonight, he gets his 19th. I know that CC Sabathia is pitching up in Toronto tonight. Buchholz pitched last night. It's great against Chicago. But David Price's first full year in the big leagues. He started the American League, the All-Star game for the American League. See the Yankees up 2-0.
Teixeira with another sacrifice fly. Lugo line drive base hit. And Lugo is aboard. The second hit of the night for Baltimore. Yeah, and he's speaking of Price, 9-2 against the American League East.
Right there.
And that includes just one start against the Orioles. And now they're much better than they were early.
Yeah.
But for a good part of the year, you could rack up 2 or 3 wins against this team.
That's where I was going, because he matched up twice against CC Sabathia, both here and in New York, and the Rays won the one game when both guys put up zeros. He matched CC 0 for 0, 8 innings. Both guys went, gave up nothing. Reed Brignac homered and won the game. That set the tone, really. The Rays won 2 out of 3 that series. Then in New York, his start there against CC, he outpitched him. It was a tough outing for both guys, but David pitched better, and he got out of a real tough inning, kept the game at 3-1. The Rays were down. The Rays came back and won the game, knocked CC out.
The ball to Robert Andino, 1-0. So you put together an earned run average of a little over 230, pitching inside the American League East as he has done. That's impressive. 9-2 with 1 no decision, and it starts inside the division.
Well, I think also the other thing I think about, if I were a writer voting on this, David Price wasn't expected to be the #1 guy. You knew in time he was going to be a #1 starter, but it was Shields and Garza, Neiman, some of the guys that had been here already. And David just emerged. I know he was here last year, half, 3/4 of the year. But boy, he just went right to the top. And the other thing about it is, a lot of people I talk to that don't watch enough Rays games on the West Coast or even nationally, that's a fastball down, that's just gas. Don't realize he's got 5 pitches. They still put these fastball slider on.
Sure.
I said, well, once you watch a game, you might see a nice curveball or a 2-seamer once in a while. He still has the slider when he wants it. And a changeup.
And right back at Price, who grabs it. A fastball lined right back to the mound. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And he feels his position with ease. 1-0 Rays. Got to the bottom of the third inning. John Jaso, the top of the order, takes the pitch for a strike.
I bet you that was a young Brian Anderson right there.
I thought that was BA.
No, he's barbecuing.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
He's watching, but he's barbecuing.
2 strikes to count.
I might be stopping by on the way back. Who knows? There he is.
Yeah, that.
Hey.
You know, there's some BA right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian could get away with that.
2-2 the count to Jaso. Zobrist will follow, and then Crawford. Ray's got a run in the second, driven home by B.J. Upton. Sharply hit, and a big hop to Andino comes up on him, and Jaso is out. So a ground ball to short, 1 away. Reminder, fans, Pepsi's giving you the opportunity to win a pair of 2011 Rays season tickets and other great prizes, including a personalized Rays jersey. Just swing by the Pepsi display at Sweet Bay Supermarket and register for your chance to win. Do so by October 25th. Ben Zobrist. Ball, no strikes. Ben has reached the 90 mark in walks. He's third in that department. Takes the pitch a little wide. 2-0. Ferguson just turned 25 3 days ago. So 2 very good-looking young pitchers in Mattis and Ferguson. Yankees with a 2-1 lead. The Blue Jays on the board.
Well, who homered tonight? We know it was a home run.
Oh, Snyder.
Travis Snyder.
Yeah, Travis Snyder hit one. Now it's 3-1. That's only 12 for him.
Oh, well, he's got to catch up with what these
on that team, yeah. Full count.
91 right there.
Showalter in the dugout tonight. He said it was brutal not being in the dugout last night's game.
Where did he watch from? Did he tell you?
I don't know. That's, he can be secretive about things.
I know.
That.
I was wondering if he was kind of managing behind the scenes.
He wouldn't break any rules.
No. Don't break any rules.
Wave and a miss. That slider had some good bite to it. 3-2.
It did.
Zobrist out number 2.
Well, he kept everything away from Ben, whether it be the off-speed stuff or the fastball. Then he comes in with a slider. Pretty good depth, pretty good bite to it. They do. They have 2 good young pitchers right here, back to back.
Pitch to Carl Crawford. Outside, 1-0. Carl walked his first time. He's ahead. Carl is 3-0 in the count. One now.
3-0 pitch. Gives it to him.
The count is full. What do you think about this one?
Well, that's what he's been calling. He's been calling the low pitch over the plate.
And a ground ball base hit into left. So Carl Hung around long enough to get a single the other way, and he's aboard for the second time. Carl, 9th in the league in total hits, and is on for the second time in this game tonight.
He just went with it. They went outside. This one was just a little bit higher. Either way, Carl was going to swing after that last pitch that Bill West called strike 2. Shoots it through the hole.
And Johnson pitches down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Carl back in. Two and 0.
Four pitches already for Ferguson.
And he throws a strike. 2-1. Johnson hit the ball right on the button, but on a line to Lugo at second in the first inning. Back in again.
No indication on that throw over that Carl was going. Ferguson's going really quick to the plate, too. Barely picking up that left leg.
That's pulled foul. Angel Hernandez on the call. George Hendrick has advice for all the first base umpires.
He gets
now.
along with all of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
There goes Crawford. The pitch is foul. Chopped up over the Rays dugout.
That was a great jump by Carl. Nothing that Dan Johnson could do because he has his swing with 2 strikes if it's close. But Carl was actually moving before Ferguson even picked up his left leg. Watch Carl right here. He's breaking, right? Just barely. Ferguson just barely moved, and then Carl was gone. Great jump.
Johnson fouls another one. Slider. Well, Ferguson is 8-10 this year. He was 7-5. He made 19 starts last year, getting to the big leagues last year and getting his first major league win against the White Sox. Carl back easily. Crawford a chance to score, and he will standing. It's a double for Dan Johnson, and the Rays lead 2-0. A 2-base hit scoring Crawford from first. Johnson's 3rd double of the year.
Big 2-out hit. Good at bat for Dan Johnson. Really good at bat. Fouling off some tough pitches. He got a fastball down the middle. Ferguson wanted it away. And you're right, because it hit the pole right there and came back in, that allowed Crawford to have a chance to score. Carl sees it himself. Now he picks up Tom Foley. But I think he saw that ball was going to be tough for Markakis. If the carom comes off cleanly, it's going to be tough for Carl to score with Nick out there.
Well, they're going to appeal at second base, but Crawford touched it. So Carl scoring the second run for the Rays. That's 105 runs for Crawford this year. came into the game 5th in the league in runs scored. And Joyce goes for the first pitch, pops it into shallow center. Jones is there to make the catch. That retires the side. Another run for the Rays. We're through 3, 2-0 Tampa Bay. Time for our AT&T trivia questions. Since 1960, who's the only American League team to lead the big leagues in stolen bases for 3 consecutive seasons? 2 of the premier base stealers there in Crawford and Upton. Nick Markakis leads it off. Pitch is down. By the way, that run scored by Carl, as we mentioned, gives him 105. He had 104 runs scored. That was his previous single season high. It's going to be out of play. Carl scored 104 runs in 2004. Scored 100 runs last year. 101 in 05. 104 in 04. And hey, BA's got a souvenir. And he's left-handed, too.
He is.
I think he... Oh, wait a minute.
Wait,
there's another BA. 2 and 1 the count.
Big BA and that's little BA right there.
We're cloning Brian Anderson's here.
And they're left-handed.
Yeah.
I think he had a 2-seam cross grip there on the 2-seamer, too.
Yeah.
Across the 2-seam.
How great is that? Brian said he wasn't going to be part of the telecast beyond that. Now we know why. Pregame, but he's in it anyway. Markakis, Wigginton, and Fox. Through the hole on the left side, and a base hit for Markakis. Hit number 3 surrendered by Price.
He's kind of got the Josh Hamilton approach against David Price. Just go with him because you're not going to get anything to hit. You just got to be really short. Look at that little short compact swing. Got to find a hole, and he did. That's what Josh Hamilton did when the Rangers were in town here. He just went to left field, and he said that later. He said, I knew I couldn't pull him. Couldn't turn on him.
It's Ty Wigginton. Pitch is up. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, that's going to continue to be a question. Speaking of Josh Hamilton for the Rangers, that's a big question mark for them.
Yeah, he's doing some running now. I've been reading up on him every day.
Lined into right. It's going to be caught by Joyce. He's got to play it first. The throw is high, though, and back in goes Markakis. Well, Joyce with a good arm out there. Throw was a little high, and Pena had to come off the bag. Otherwise, they had a shot at doubling up Markakis.
I think he was out if he makes a good throw. I mean, that was a great effort. There's the full 360, so he can get plenty off it, pushing off the backside right there. And just a little bit high and wide to Carlos Pena. But if he, for some reason, he could be accurate, tough to do with your momentum going away from the play. Markakis is out by plenty. That's a nice play by Carlos Pena. He's kind of rubbing his shoulder after stretching out for that ball, too.
Now the designated hitter, Jake Fox. It's a foul ball. Fox hit a fly ball to right his first time. Punches it into right field. One hop in front of Joyce. Markakis turns and holds at second base. So two singles here in the fourth. Busy out there for Matt Joyce so far. Now Adam Jones walks toward the plate.
Who's always dangerous when he does catch up with a fastball. That's what he loves to hit. He had 19 home runs.
Hit a fly ball to right his first time. There's a strike. Breaking ball.
Good call. Good call right there. First ball fastball hitter, just to give him something to think about. Dropped a curveball in there for a strike.
And a foul ball back. That's a fastball with something on it.
Yeah.
Mid-90s.
Very good swing, too, by Jones. But now David can expand the zone a little bit. He can try to go up a little higher if he wants. Strike three, maybe get a chase out of it. Let one of his 96 or 97 fastballs go.
He fouls a fastball out of play.
And not quite up enough. I think David wanted that a little bit higher than that.
The fourth inning. He scored a run in the second, added another run in the third. And that is strike three call. A fastball. Jones out on strikes.
That is what you call in baseball a paralysis pitch. You just can't pull the trigger. That is just paint. Nothing you can do as a hitter on that one. You got to give the pitcher credit. That's a money pitch by David Price. Meaning you're going to make big money if you can live there. That's a tough pitch.
There's Matt Wieters. Down and away. Ball, no strikes. Wieters out swinging his first time.
4 punch outs, 2 of them looking at.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pitch.
2-0. He threw that curveball. Let's take another look.
Yeah, and John Jason's going to have a little chat outside corner. Yeah, that was a good pitch.
Fastball. He missed it. 2-1. Back even. couple fastballs to get the count to 2-2.
I'm going to tell you, that's his best fastball according to the gun on TV. 97 right there.
Waiting for it to center. The Orioles lead 2. Bottom of the 4th coming. 2-0 Rays. It's the only American League team to lead the big leagues in stolen bases for 3 consecutive seasons. For that, you have to go to the Angels, 04, 05, and 06. And the Rays, how about this? The Rays, the last 2 years, have led the majors, and right now they're leading the majors. So they're trying to duplicate that feat. Pena, and that pitch is a strike.
Pretty similar philosophies between Joe Madden and Mike Scioscia as far as how to run a game.
Yep.
Speed being the main factor in creating, manufacturing runs.
Well, I don't know how many more bases they can steal in the few games they have left in the regular season, but since Joe Madden has taken over, the Rays have more steals in that stretch in a 5-year span than any team since the Astros from the mid-90s. 96 to 2000, Houston had over 780 steals, and the Rays right now, during that stretch for Madden, they've stolen 768 bases.
It's a little bit of the Whitey Herzog philosophy.
The postseason just around the corner, that would be very big for this team.
And this is a little bit of the Earl Weaver Bowl Memorial philosophy. Go for the long ball. Boy, he got a low fastball. Gets through it, waits back, good balance. Forget about it. Right down the middle, but down. He went down and got through it. What he was working on today, just getting through the ball, using the field. You're right, Lance. You get hot.
Here's Upton sending a fly ball into right. It's going to be caught by Markakis, and you can see the reaction in that dugout. How much they know that could be such a difference for this team in the postseason.
Yeah, it's really for confidence. He had a couple good at bats yesterday, and this one I mean, that's just a beautiful swing right there on a ball down.
Takes a pitch too low, a ball and no strikes.
When you come out early and work on it too, and you're working with your skipper and your hitting coach, and you go out there and draw a walk the first time and then hit one out, that just oozes confidence for you.
A popper left side. It's Bell, the third baseman, out there to make the catch. 2 outs. Well, so much of his success comes from his discipline at the plate. And so, you know, if you look back, it would make sense that he would draw a walk and then hit a home run, because the more selective he is, the better off he is.
Well, that's one of the things why Joe uses that small ball drill too, just kind of a finer focus. Narrow your zone, especially early in the count. 2 strikes is a different story. And when you got the count in your favor, that's when you can narrow your zone. Look for a ball that you can get through.
1-1 to count to Sean Rodriguez. It's the 24th home run given up by Bergeson. And a chopper to short. Throw to first for Mandino. The Rays are finished. But a run on a long home run off the bat of first baseman Carlos Pena. We're through 4, 3-0 Tampa Bay. The 5th inning. David Price against Brad Bergeson. Nolan Reimold's going to lead it off. And the pitch is a strike ball.
That's great for Carlos's confidence. It really is.
1-1.
He's needed. His presence is needed in the lineup in the postseason.
Line drive center field. Upton back there to make the catch. 1 out. And once again, here is Todd Callis.
Before the game, Dwayne, we caught up with Matt Garza, and he was looking forward to watching his buddy David Price pitch a potential clincher.
He's 24, 25 years old, throws the ball in the triple digits, and he dominates. So why not make him a face, and why not be tonight? You know, he's done it before. He's done it before out of the bullpen, and why not do it from the starting role? And it's and I'm looking forward to watching him throw tonight because I know he's jacked, and I'm pretty excited to watch him pitch.
So far, he's looked pretty good, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, he's a good pick to pitch just about any game you need, and he has been very good again tonight. One out here in the 5th inning.
And how about this? Here's a number 9 hitter with a 3-0 lead that saw a curveball first pitch, and then he got fooled on a 95 fastball.
Ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, so you can throw something other than a fastball to that number 9 guy.
That's right. That's why I say David is just smart. I mean, he calls his own game a lot, too. Good feel.
And a fastball blows him away.
But that's what that curveball down did. It just makes your fastball that much better.
Mid-90s fastball. Time to take a look at the upcoming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Rays have the game tomorrow here, and then on to Kansas City as we look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule. You can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. Julio Lugo. Lugo swinging at the first pitch and fouls a fastball. Strike 1. Yankees have a 3-1 lead on Toronto. We're hitting in the top of the 5th. 0-2.
Smart. I mean, just smart pitching. 94 away. Lugo was on it. So David comes back with, I think that's his first slider. 88 miles an hour. Good pitch.
And strike 3 call. Fastball. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Oh, Joe West has just kicked Lugo out of the game. Lugo's been ejected. The Rays lead 3-0. And the Orioles are down 1 infielder. Julio Lugo ejected after he was called out on strikes in the top of the 5th.
Well, that's a good pitch. I don't know what Lugo's arguing about. That had plenty of the play. Once you slam your helmet down, drop your bat, flip your gloves back toward the umpire, you're out of the game on Joe West. Forget about it. That is called showing the umpire up. That's what that is. Joe West would never take that. Buck Showalter went out there and wanted to get an explanation, but Buck knew it. I mean, there's nothing you can do to defend that.
So Lugo's been ejected. Brandon Snyder's going to come into the game to play first base. Wigginton had been at first. Now he's gone back into the dugout looking for that second baseman's, that middle infielder's glove. And Wigginton's going to move from first to second now.
Yeah, Ty's a guy that can play everywhere too. A little bit like But Sean Rodriguez or Ben Zobrist, maybe not with the skill set, but he can play over there. And he makes the routine play. You can trust him. Ty Wiggins, we saw him play second early in the year here against the Rays.
So as we go to the home half of the fifth, the Rays will have the top of the order. John Jaso to face Brad Bergeson. Jaso takes the ball. John 0 for 2. A couple of ground ball outs tonight. It's a strike, and it's 1-1.
Now that last at bat he hit the ball hard. He had a one-hopper sharply to shortstop.
1-2. Slider. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ferguson is out of the 04 draft, and he had a number of things that set him back physically. A shot into right field. Markakis had to come off his glove and roll to the wall. Jaso around second on his way to third. The throw comes back into Wigginton. No throw to third. Jaso in standing up. Well, that ball off the glove of Nick Markakis.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Now, John did hit it right on the screws. I mean, it might have had a little knuckleball action to it. He hit it so hard. And it might have had a little movement out there. It's a backdoor little cutter. And John tracks it pretty well. Markakis just right off the tip of his glove. I think it had some movement on it, fading away from him.
And they're going to give Jaso a triple, his third of the year.
I think they should. I think it had movement. I really do. I think when you hit a ball that hard, sometimes it goes out there like a knuckleball.
Pitch to Zobrist is away. Well, the Rays scored a run in the second inning, a run in the third. They got a run in the fourth on the Pena home run, and now a leadoff triple in the fifth. Trying to get another run home here.
What I liked about that whole thing,
that's a strike,
was that John got to third. I mean, out of the box, you saw him, and he's watching that play, and it wasn't like he was Cadillacing out of the box. He's a good base runner. Joe Madden likes about him, why he likes him leading off. He's got a good on-base percentage, and he's a good base runner.
That's a strike, 1-2.
He hit it hard. He sees it's in the gap right away, and he's watching Markakis, but he does this on his own. Doesn't need any help. The play's in front of him. He comes in there easily, standing.
A ground ball foul outside of first. Zobrist trying to get Jaso home, add to the lead. Rays need a win to get into the postseason. Fly ball back into center field. That'll get the job done. Jones back to make the catch. Jaso tags and scores, and the Rays lead 4-0. Zobrist picking up his 75th run batted into the year.
Yeah, nice job by Ben to get it in the air with 2 strikes, especially. Orioles had their defense halfway, and by being halfway with nobody out, Jaso would have stayed there had the ball been hit on the ground. So Ben gets an RBI out of it. No at bat, sac fly.
There's Carl Crawford with the bases empty. Carl hits one high and deep to right. That ball will carry out and then some. Home run for Carl Crawford. His 17th of the year. And the Rays make it a 5-0 game. So Carl Crawford with a walk, a single. Now a home run. 2 runs scored tonight for Carl. And the Rays lead 5-0.
Sometimes you just get a feeling on a guy. It's a spinning little breaking ball, too. Similar to the pitch that Jaso hit for the triple. This one is more middle in, and Carl Just crushes it.
Dan Johnson, who drove in a run with a double in the third, takes a strike. Crawford and Pena have hit home runs tonight.
Can't really count how many times when Carl has an 0 for the night before and doesn't look very good on a few pitches. Like nobody looked good last night on Mattis. He comes back and has a big game.
Johnson lifts it high, not overly deep into center. Jones catches that one. Another look at Crawford's home run, number 17.
Yeah, this ball just hangs up there and spins, and that's what mistakes do. They get hit out of the ballpark. 17 home runs for Carl, 88 RBIs.
Well, 18 is his single season high. That came in 2006.
It's funny, we were talking about Mattis last night. The reason no balls were hit hard, he didn't make any mistakes.
Yep.
He just painted and had movement. When they make mistakes, they get hit in the big leagues by good hitters.
1-1 to count to Matt Joyce. 2 outs, bases empty. 2 runs home. The changeup, couple in this sequence to Matt Joyce.
Yeah, that had good depth, good arm speed on that one.
Yeah, there's the home run ball hit by Carl Crawford.
You got to get that one signed.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
It's got to be a treat for a young fan, father and son out, and catch a home run ball tonight on perhaps a clinching night.
Strike 3 call to Matt. That retires the side. Rays had a couple runs, one coming on Carl Crawford's 17th home run of the year, and it's 5-0 Tampa Bay. Inning 6. The 2010 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins October 6th with the Division Series on TBS. Robert Andino takes the first pitch. That's a strike. And the 6th inning is underway. 6 strikeouts tonight for the Rays lefty David Price. No walks. He's given up 4 hits. And is ahead of Andino, 0-2.
How about that? Back-to-back changeups. Bringing out that pitch now.
American League wins leaders. Sabathia has 20. Lester 19. David Price 18. Justin Verlander is 18 for the Tigers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Price started the night with those 18 wins and the 3rd best earned run average in the American League at 284. Fly ball toward right center. Joyce over calling for it. 1 away. 1 out. Bases empty, and once again, Todd Callis.
Right out here, not far from where Carl Crawford hit his home run. You saw the young man who caught that home run ball. Now, tomorrow, Fan Appreciation Night, and for 20,000 fans, they can get in free, courtesy of the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's the deal. You can go to any gate as early as 4:45. It's 1 ticket per person for a press level, a baseline box seat, a loge box seat, an outfield seat, an upper box or upper reserve section. Anybody with tickets that has already purchased tickets for those sections can turn them in tomorrow and go down to a lower box seat based upon availability. So the Tampa Bay Rays saying 20,000 people to show up tomorrow, you're getting in for free. It should be a fun night out here at Tropicana Field to wrap up the home schedule. Back to you.
All right, some of Todd's fan club right there behind him.
Big time, big bright signs. Maybe here.
2-1 the count.
I think Todd will be leaving that section for a little while over there.
They won't let him leave. He might try, but they won't let him.
Get blocked off.
Up the left side, that's fair. Bounds against the sidewall. And Markakis is on his way to second with a double. His second hit off Price, so he's 2 for 3 tonight. Continues a good run of success against left-handed pitching.
He's doing exactly what we've talked about all night. He just gives what the lefty David Price gives him, and that's a fastball away, and he goes with it. And tails away from Carl Crawford. Left-handed bat is going to do that, so there's no chance anyway. It's going to be in there either way.
Now Ty Wigginton. Pitches the strikes, and just to repeat, Todd mentioned 20,000 free tickets available for tomorrow night's game here at Tropicana Field. It's a 7:10 first pitch, and tickets will be distributed at all gates beginning at 4:45. 1-1 to count. That's 1 per person on a first come first served basis. Here's Mayor Todd Callis.
I told you he wouldn't be leaving.
They just won't let him leave. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This is a nice sequence by David. He's throwing a change up to Wigginton, fastball up, comes back with a slow curveball. 1-2 count. Good sequence. He's broken out the changeup this inning. He's thrown 4 of them. You got Andino to pop out to right on the changeup.
It in on Wigginton, who pops it foul, and Jaso's back there to make the play. It's a nice play by Jaso, holding at second Markakis.
It was, and you know what? That was another great sequence. That was a slider. He threw Wigginton everything he had. That was a slider. So he threw him a changeup, fastball, curveball, slider. Gets a pop out. That's a nice play by John up against the screen.
Two outs. Jake Fox, the DH. Bouncing 1 foul for a strike. Well, David Price making his 31st start. Now, his normal turn would come up in Kansas City. And the Rays, of course, have postseason in mind. And the strike 0-2, and so he may pitch over there in that turn, but it would be an abbreviated outing.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, and the Rays still want to win the division, but as Joe Madden said, and rightfully so, not at the expense of losing David Price for Game 1.
Strike 3 call. Fastball. Will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-0 Tampa Bay. Matt Garza plaque available at RaysBaseball.com exclusively. It's a custom piece including a game ticket from the historic July 26th no-hitter and a signed picture of Matt Garza and game-used dirt, all MLB authenticated. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get yours while supplies last. All proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation. The tall left-hander, Mark Hendrickson, the new pitcher, on for Baltimore, and to face Carlos Pena. Fastball is upstairs. Hendrickson, formerly with the Rays, formerly in the NBA. Cut and a miss. 1-1. Pena, Upton, and Brignac due up for the Rays. And they pop up right side, and Snyder comes down to first. One away.
Carlos was looking for that after the last curveball. He just got underneath it. Waited on it pretty well.
Well, now it'll be the Rays center fielder, B.J. Upton, against Hendrickson. One ball, no strikes. Hendrickson, 36 years old. 1-1. Hendrickson came to the big leagues with the Blue Jays and then the Rays. Over the National League with the Dodgers. Briefly with Florida and then Baltimore. Fly ball right field, and Markakis makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down against the left-hander. Just a reminder to be on the lookout for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in tonight's game. It's the proper grip for that Taste Greatness moment as well.
The four-seam grip right there.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Sure grip. Nobody's getting this away from me grip.
1-0 the count. Hendrickson played for 4 teams in the NBA. Many 2 sport athletes have done that. Bell takes care of the pop-up. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. Rays lead 5-0 through 6.
Hey, bro.
Little place, big taste. Your Greater Tampa Bay Buick and GMC dealers. And AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. On to the 7th. The Rays lead 5-0. Adam Jones will lead off against David Price. 87 pitches for Price, and this one is lifted into left. Crawford's right there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the 7th. Just a reminder, the official newspaper of the Rays, the St. Petersburg Times. You can subscribe by calling 877 The Times or go to TampaBay.com. Matt Wieters, young catcher. No ball and no strikes. Wieters has struck out, and the last time at a fly ball to center field.
Nice pitch.
1-1.
Change up again.
And the Orioles tomorrow. Jeff Neiman's going to make that start for the Rays. A shot back into center field, pretty well tagged. Upton on the run, going to be off the bottom of the wall as BJ plays the carom. And Wieters has entered second with a stand-up double. 22nd double of the year for Wieters.
Yeah, ball had some carry right there. 2-1 fastball away. Yeah, kind of cut and ran back in a little bit. You see from the center field shot. And Wieters caught up with it. Big swing right there. There's your checkers double of the game.
Now the left fielder, Nolan Reimold, is the hitter. And a good fastball, still mid-90s right there. This is his 93rd pitch of the night. One and one. Rays after their 94th win of the season. They started the day with the best record in the American League. This one hops past the bullpen. Somebody thought they had a souvenir. Close.
Uh-oh. Man, look off the arm there, that lady. Give her the baseball.
1 and 2. And a little one-hopper towards short. Brignac quickly there to make the play. Over to third goes Wieters. Raimo jammed and didn't hit it that hard, and quickly Brignac up to make the play.
That is a serious jam shot. Look at this play by Brignac. On the move. Just in time. Throws a strike over there. Great play.
Well, you continue to be impressed by the glove work of Reed Brignac. His glove hand side is very, very good.
Yeah, he's got plenty of arm too. Nice quick release.
Josh Bell. Pitch is high. 1-0. A 2-0 count. We're at the top of the 7th. play, 2-1. The 100th pitch of the night is up a little bit. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Couple breaking balls up this inning. 100 pitches on the nose right now for David. He hasn't walked anybody.
This is the first 3-ball count he's had on a hitter tonight.
Yeah.
And a fly ball up the right side. That's going to be foul. And we go to 3-2. Just a quick check of the score sheet to confirm that, but that's right. So he went 2 outs into the 7th inning before he had a 3-ball count on a hitter.
Yeah, that was his 101st pitch. He's thrown 71% for strikes tonight.
Shelton Balfour, the lefty and the righty up in the bullpen.
And of those strikes, very few over the heart of the plate. A great command of everything tonight.
Ball shortstop. Renyak makes the play, and that retires the side. No runs ahead for the man left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 5-0 Tampa Bay. Of the 7th, go to RaysBaseball.com and register for the Rays postseason ticket opportunity, where selected winners will have the chance to purchase postseason tickets. It's a lively crowd here tonight. Plenty of energy as they anticipate the Rays clinching a postseason spot. They've enjoyed the 7th inning stretch, and Sean Rodriguez is set to lead off the bottom half of the inning. Hendrickson delivers and a ground ball down to 3rd. Bell up with it. The throw to 1st. 1 away.
Number 28, John Jason.
You got to feel pretty good about the way David Price has gone after this game tonight. His command and over 70% for strikes. That's like Cliff Lee. I mean, that 63% is good. 70% is excellent.
Jaso takes ball 1. Well, what we've seen from Price tonight is more of what we've seen so much of this year. David in pursuit of his 19th win, and the way the rotation works out, it's problematic as to whether he'll get a chance to get 20, because it would appear that his next start would be just a couple of innings, perhaps. A little pop. 2 gone. Jaso out of there. Let's check in with Todd for a moment. Todd?
Dwayne, we're not far away from the Rays Live postgame show. Here's what we have in store for you. We have the big left-hander coming off the bench. Orestes Destrada's going to pinch hit for Brian Anderson. He'll join me down on the field. You and Kevin will have analysis not only of tonight's game, but of the season in general. I will at some point be heading into the clubhouse. It's going to be a little dangerous in there. We'll have plenty of clubhouse reaction as well. Guys, all coming up after the game in our Rays Live postgame show.
Well, I hope you're properly prepared and dressed for the occasion. Shot back down the middle to center field. Off the bat is Silvers, and it's caught by Jones right in front of the wall to retire the side. Ball game heads into the 8th now, and it's 5-0 Rays. Guarantee yourself 2010 postseason tickets. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com to find out how. Ball game moves into the 8th. First pitch to Brandon Snyder, hit on the ground is short, and Brignac throws him out. A very good outing for David Price tonight.
Yeah, another good play by Reed Brignac, too, because he's throwing strikes. The defense will be ready for him. Pounds the fastball in there, 96. Pounds the fastball away about 96. Both sides of the plate, up when he needed to. And I tell you, he is just a strike thrower tonight. Then, the last few innings, he's brought along his curveball more and definitely his changeup to get some work on that. So no walks and 7 strikeouts in 7 1/3.
And the pitch to Andino is a strike. Snyder, who just grounded out, was hitting for the first time in the spot originally occupied by Julio Lugo, who was ejected in the 5th inning. 1-1 to count. Clinch night tonight. That's the idea. So far, so good.
Another good changeup. Good arm speed on that one. 80 miles an hour with the changeup, and 96 with the fastball. That's a great differential when you get that power arm. It's like Pedro Martinez back in the day. Pedro would throw 96 and have a...
Rays Live, the post-game show, coming up immediately following our game coverage. And the shot into left field. Back goes Crawford just to the track, and he makes the catch. 2 gone. We'll be there for the celebratory moments for the Rays tonight. Should this trend continue here, the Rays lead 5-0, and they need just a win to clinch a spot in the postseason.
Well, there's not too many guys that can throw a changeup at 78 to 80 and a fastball at 96 or 7.
And the strike to Markakis. an opening fastball. He'd like to get him. Marquez 2 for 3 tonight, a single and a double. 1-1. 6 hits allowed by David Price. No walks. There's a strike. 1-2.
You may see him come in now with one of his best fastballs right under his hands. 110 pitches. He stayed away from him all night. He's got the count to do it if he wants.
And there was that fastball in, and Marquez took it and hoped.
Yes, he did. I'll tell you what, that's just great sequencing right there with the pitches. Wow, that did not miss by much. Great try. Could double up on it.
It's fouled back. See another 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He went up with the fastball to strike him out. 1-2-3. Go the Orioles here in the 8th. 8 shutout innings for Price tonight. Rays lead 5-0.
And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and all accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Rays lead 5-0. Headed into the bottom of the 8th inning tonight. Reminder, the Mosaic Company and the Rays are working together in the fight to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run this year, the Mosaic Company donates $500 to local food banks through Feeding America Tampa Bay, Florida's leading hunger relief agency. So far, $79,000 has been donated to Feeding America Tampa Bay. Carl Crawford leading off the 8th inning. Pedro Viola, the new pitcher. 1 strike to count. One right now. Viola originally with the Cincinnati Reds organization. Carl, who's been on 3 times, fouls it back. It's 1-2. Crawford with a walk. Single in the 3rd when he scored, and he hit his 17th home run of the year in the 5th inning.
Yeah, batting average up to .310 now. 88 RBIs.
And he's out on strikes. Let's check in right here with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thank you so much. With Chris Westmoreland, he runs things in the home clubhouse, as you guys know. Westy, tell us about the preparation here.
One word: excitement. Hopefully this goes like we planned, and we've been at it for about 4 or 5 minutes now. We've got most of the tarps up. We're ready for it.
Now the carpet was down yesterday just in case, and now the tarps go up?
Yeah, we have a carpet with a plastic backing, hopefully to keep a lot of the liquid up. And then, it's been on since yesterday, so we're anxious.
This is a team that really likes to celebrate, huh? You've seen a few of these before?
Yeah, before 08 I had no experience, and now I feel like I've had too much, but never have too much. So we've had a great time, and I'm looking forward to this one as well.
Guys, Westy and his group are ready to roll if this works out the rest of the way. Back to you.
Well, if Westy's prepared, we know that the clubhouse is in good shape and can withstand
anything.
A high level of celebratory activity.
High level of moisture.
That's it. I just hope Todd has his goggles. 2-1. Johnson missed the slider.
Wow. A couple of good sliders there for strikeouts.
So strikeouts of Crawford and Johnson. Tonight's poll question brought to you by Autoway. If you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? Autoway. Which player has exceeded expectations the most this season? John Jaso, Wade Davis, Rafael Soriano, David Price, Joaquin Benoit. Text your vote to 789-789. First pitch, and Matt Joyce hits a towering pop-up. And Dino out. Now Jones in from center makes the catch. And that retires the side. We go to the ninth, 5-0 Tampa Bay. Brought to you tonight by Autoway. If you need a car, truck, or van, who you're going to call? Autoway. Call 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. Ninth inning at Tropicana Field. Rafael Soriano comes in from the bullpen, as he has done so successfully this year. He follows David Price, who was very good tonight. Ty Wigginton leads off the ninth, and the pitch is ball one. 8 innings for Price.
He was outstanding, just absolutely outstanding. The command was so good of everything.
It's outside, 2-0. Rays looking for 3 outs to clinch a playoff berth. And it's fouled back.
Ty Wigington looking for his 23rd home run right there. Only a strike.
New York leads Toronto 4-1 in the top of the 8th at Rogers Center in Toronto. And a little roller to the right side. Soriano is going to have to cover. He's there, taking the peg from Pena. One away in the 9th. We have Rays Live, the postgame, coming up immediately following the coverage of our game, including the celebration from the clubhouse. Todd Callis will be in the middle of all that. The rest is Estrada will also join us. So stay with us for all of the fun. Corey Patterson will now pinch hit for Fox. Not a same situation, but Soriano trying to nail down the victory for David Price. It would be number 19 for Price.
Yeah, a couple of reasons that Raphael's in there. Number one, you definitely want to win the game, and with a 5-run lead, you feel pretty good about Soriano. Number two, he hasn't pitched in a couple of days. So no messing around from Joe Madden. Let's win it, get this thing clinched for the wild card at least, and move on from there.
Strike the count. Patterson was in the lineup last night as the DH. One and one. Rays took the lead in the second inning tonight. Got a home run from Carlos Pena in the 4th. Crawford hit one in the 5th. Upton, Johnson, Pena, Crawford, and Zobrist have driven in the runs tonight for the Rays. 1 and 2.
Well, I thought BJ's at bat was really key, getting the Rays on the board first. Got down the count with 2 strikes, fouled off a tough fastball down, and they got the same pitch and shot a base hit for center. And I think that was key, getting David Price a run early to work with.
Foul back, holds the count, and a ball, 2 strikes. Kansas City leads Minnesota 6-0. That game's in the top of the 4th in Kansas City. Pretty close. Mike Everett says no. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The champagne on ice.
It looks pretty good.
Rays 2 outs away from a celebration. Now they're 1 out away. Patterson strikes out. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th.
Good breaking ball by Raphael right here. Just the bottom fell out. Little slider. Back door. A great pitch right here. Bottom falls out. 1 more out.
Rays 1 out away from their second trip to the postseason. Adam Jones. And that's ball 1. It's running away. Joe Madden looking on. Fans anticipate the final out, along with the Rays in the dugout. Swing and a miss. 1 and 1.
Fun to see the crowd into it. I mean, they are pumped up. They are loud right now.
The 1-1 delivery. Little tap, that's foul. With each pitch, the crowd reacts, and now the count's 1-2. Joe Madden's in that dugout with managerial calm.
Yeah, he is.
His coaches, we saw a couple of smiles, anticipating the final out. The Rays ready to celebrate. So are the fans. The 1-2. He got it. Jones strikes out, and the Rays are going to the postseason for the second time in franchise history. The Rays are playoff bound for the second time in franchise history. This follows up the improbable run of 2008. This one more anticipated. And here's the final out.
Yeah, he just gets a little half swing there by Adam Jones. One step closer.
Well, they may have anticipated this run more than they did in 08, but it's no less enjoyable. The celebration has begun.
Yeah, the difference this year, going back to spring training, and I remember talking to Carlos Pena when we were down there doing a couple of games. He said it's the best team they've had here. You said that to me as well. And the expectations were there that this team would go to the postseason. Not only the postseason, but to the World Series and win it. So first step is you're in. Next step is you want to win home field advantage. You want to win the division. But I think they deserve a celebration for this franchise. 2 times now in 3 years going to the postseason.
Well, it was a remarkable story in 08. And they became just the second team all time to win 95-plus games after losing 95-plus. And then this year to come back and go to the postseason 2 years out of 3 and do it in the toughest division in baseball in the American League East is a real tribute to the guys on the field and the baseball office. They've done a great job here through the years. In many ways, these guys compete on the field against the American League East, and that baseball office competes against the other baseball offices in the American League East, and you've got to tip your caps to everyone involved with putting this team together and then, of course, going out and executing on the field over the course of the regular season, and that's what Joe Madden has done with this group. Right now, let's go to Todd Callis, who's standing by with the Rays manager.
Dwayne, thank you. Joe, 5-0 game, David Price getting it done, and offense from all over the board. Just the way you draw it up.
Yeah, David pitched great as he has been doing for a while.
We made some really good plays on defense. The offense came through some big hits. It was good to see Carlos get back on the right track. Typical team win for us.
08, it was so new. How's this one feel, knowing you accomplished so many goals you set forth, but one more goal to go?
Well, I mean, in 08, just to get it done was this magical moment. Not that this isn't, but our eye is still on winning the division, best record, and then moving into the playoffs and winning the World Series. It's a little bit more controlled, I guess, is the best way to describe it.
When you have a game like this where things are rolling, do you even look at any other scores, or are you just locked into David Price and what's going on?
Once it got going, I was pretty much locked in us. I noticed Boston was up 3-0, but David looked really good, and we had a full tank for Soriano. It was wonderful.
You and Derek Shelton did a little bit of tweaking with Carlos Pena. Boy, did it look good tonight.
The ball went far. It was really good at-bat. Even the at-bats that he did not get hits, the things that we had been working on, they were present. And it's a good sign for the several games to come from now on.
In 08, it was 9=8. What is this, the playoff plaid now?
I love the plaid gig. Isn't it awesome? I never, making the Brazier, I just thought it'd be kind of cool having a team coat or uniform, whatever. The plaid thing is really taken off, and I love it. I think it looks great.
Go enjoy it.
I shall. I'm going to go get wet now. Let's go, boys.
All right, guys. Joe Madden, back to you.
Well, the Rays are winners 5-0. They've been so good inside the American League's Eastern Division. This is their 42nd win inside the East. And I'll tell you, they've really ridden the left arm of David Price, it seems. Price winning his 19th, but he is 10-2, Kevin, inside the tough American League East.
Well, I think for me, this solidifies, we talked it before the game.